Hello guys and welcome back to another chess video. Today guys, I'm going to tell you about the Lucena position. Now in our last video, we learned about the philidor defense. So in today's video, we are going to learn about the Lucena position. So what is the difference in between the Lucena position and the philidor position? Well, in the Lucena position, it is like this. This is the setup of the board pieces for Lucena position. While in the philidor defense, the rook is on the third rank, and aka we have a third rank defense. So there's quite differences in between the Lucena position and the philidor defense. Now let's get started with the video on today. So first of all, White is trying to promote this pawn. That is his main goal. But his king is right out on top of the pawn, so it can't promote yet. And Black's king is stopping the moves right there. And the Black rook is also stopping them. And the pawn is taking the space of the king itself. So the king is stalemated, but we have a rook, so it's not stalemate yet. In this case, what we can do to push this black king all the way to the g file? You got me? It's rook f1 check. Now, the thing is that these two squares are controlled. Now, just in case, if black goes to king e6, we will just what we are going to do. We are going to just do king to e8. And now black cannot do anything. If he does this, he's dead. And the pawn is already protected by the king no matter what. So black is just going to play any sort of random move and we're going to gain a queen. So that is the variation with king to e6. It's a big mistake for black. Now let's see, black is smart and offers to go to g7 this time. Now, this is one of the differences. Now, if white starts to rush and try to promote the pawn right away by playing king to e7, black's rook is always ready for him. He's going to play a check. White goes down, check again. White is going to go right there, check, there, check. And now we have to retreat in order to protect the pawn as it's our only hope. And if black's rooks check again, white's not making any progress and it will be a 3-4 repetition by the moves. So what can we do? Black played king g7. So are we dead now? We have no chance of hope? Well, we actually do have a chance of hope. Now, I told you the Lucena position right now, right? Well, the Lucena position is actually also called building a bridge or the fourth rank defense if you go with the philidor defense. As you know, the philidor defense is called third rank defense. For the Lucena position, you can do the fourth rank defense, but this is not black's fourth rank if you are black. The fourth rank is always the same for both white and black. It is this one. It is both for them. Black's fourth rank is not going to be in here. Both will have the same here. Now, as white, in order to do this, we are going to play rook to f4 or any other move which gets us on the f file, or not f file. You could say the fourth rank. Now, as we are on the fourth rank, the king is quite boxed up, but we don't care about the king being boxed up right now. We right now care about our king in right now. Though the king is boxed up, he could still attack our rook and he can make the square bigger and bigger like this. So it's not that much of a deal, but we are trying to do something different and way, way, way tricky. Now, let's say black goes to play V. So we just played rook to f4. But if we played it king e7 right now, it will still be a problem. As I showed you, it's actually almost just the same variation. Or shall I say with no difference. So that's why we didn't go here, because black is already ready for us to check. And if we block like this, it will take a total of 2 moves and black can prepare for it. So, and just coming on to the F foil, the second rank, black is going to kill us because he will have the move instead of us. So, why in the world did we just move our rook to f4? It is just activating and boxing the king up. It isn't doing anything serious. Well, keep watching because this rook is actually doing a big, big, big job. And you won't believe it. If this were a bishop right now, this will have been a tie or even a lose for white, as it's a bishop against rook. But since it's rook v rook and we have an extra pawn, this is a great chance for us to have a win. Let's see how. Now, first of all, now since we already moved our rook to f4, it's black's turn. Now, black is going to play rook to c1 just for fun, because you might think that he's trying to still control these two squares and to make it harder for us. Because he could do any move he wants though. But he wants to just stay at the bottom corner just to check us. Because he wants to give it a tie by either pinning or checking the king. So he waits. Now we get out our king with the king e7 now. Now black is still going to check us, but see what is the difference this time. Earlier, we played it before. So we played it like before right now. It is this one. With the rook not at f4 and black's rook is not at c2. These two squares were the pieces watered. And now see the position. It's slightly changed, but it's almost the same position. These are the kings, just the position of the rooks are changed by those some moves. Black moved his rook to c1 while we moved it to f4. Now, here comes the purpose of the rook to f4 move. Right now, we still do got the opposition. We do have opposition. But our rook is already guarding that. So we don't have to care about it. We all have to care about is we are about to promote a pawn. So what is black going to do in this case? Now black, he sees a very good opportunity to have a good old check. Now it is way different from the position I showed you of this move on where the rook e2 checks happen. Earlier the check happened right here. But our rook had guarded it, so black stood on c2. But since our rook was now at f4, black has a chance to check it, but it doesn't really matter because we're still checking the king on both areas. But it quite makes a difference if you think about it. Now, we will almost do the same, but the process is going to be a little bit different. So, we are going to go king to d6. We don't want to go back because black is going to place rook to c1 again, and these squares are again going to get blocked. We don't want a 3-4 repetition here and a tie. We want a win. So, try this one. Now, black still wants to check us, and he does have a way in that. So he decides that this is the best option, and we go king to e6. Now, this is actually king to e5. I don't know, people quite maybe mistake this. And especially on low quality phones, it quite happens. So be quite careful while playing your chess game. It will really affect on the device or what you use. So be careful on that. Let's be extra careful and do the king to e6 move. Otherwise, the game, as we saw, the game is going to be entirely a draw this time. Why? Well, when we just move a king, nobody is protecting this pawn, and black is just whooshing it to death. And we don't have a pawn anymore. It's just a rook v rook game with a king. And we all know that's most probably just a draw. So we just play the king to e6 move. First we go on d6, he checked, and now we go on to king to e6. Don't make the mistake on e5. Though it's protecting rook, no one is attacking that rook. Not even this guy there. No one is attacking that rook. You don't need to protect it. Now after king e6, black notices the check again. He just does it and he doesn't realize what is in our sleeves. We are gonna play king to d5. What in the world is that move? We all know that that world move is a bit different than we know, right? In the earlier position, when we played king to d5, it was like this. And black would just do this, and we had it a repeating game. If he could capture, our king would still protect. So we would have a repeating game. But tell me, what is the difference in here? Well, the difference here is that when black goes the rook to d1 check, though he is skewering, we don't have to move our king now. Why? Because look at this guy. What is he doing? Tell me. What does he want to do right now? He wants to block, right? And we can block him easily just with our crazy move at the start of the game. So once black checks, we'll push the rook in, and now black has no more checks because the king didn't move, so there will be no checks. And since the king is on the same corner and the rook is protected itself by the king, black has nothing to do. All he could do is just trade rooks because that's his best option. Once we take the rook, because yeah, of course, if we go there, the black rook is going to take or give it a tie, or he will somehow make a game win. So we just capture the rook. And in the previous video of the square of the pawn, do you remember the square of the pawn? Now black's king has no turn right now. It does, but our pawn can win the game easily. This is the square of the pawn right now, and black's king is just one step further. So we promote to a queen. Don't promote to a knight. Don't. Though it's a check, it will give a tie. You all know that. We got a queen and the game is GG'd and black goes a tosh. So that's how you do the Lucena position. All the way from this position all the way with a queen. How simplifications did we did? All the way with these 6 pieces. If you remember, it's actually not 6, it's 5. I'm trying to trick ya. Haha. From these 5 pieces, all the way we get 3 pieces. We subtracted 2 pieces. Or you can say that 1 piece is remaining because the kings can't check himself. So 1 piece is left. And that's the queen. This is how the Lucena position works. Now let's go on with a bit of overthrows inside from the starting. Now we already covered the king to e6 one, so we don't have to care about that. When the rook e4, we also covered this king to e7 line. Now we did, because of course we are not dumb yet that we have this. And in the king to e5 one, we also covered this, where you have to be careful, otherwise you're gonna get a draw. So be careful on your moves while doing Lucena position. And that is almost just like reading the board carefully. So be sure to read the board carefully, win the games with the Lucena position in rook endgames, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys. And yeah.